All right, here we go. This is episode 107 of the beginning of the week. Let's jump into this thing. Let's go. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Monday, and we are here in a new month. We are in the month of May in the year of 2025, and nice to be here with everyone. Oh, hit the subscribe button if you would. But we're here, we're alive, we're living it, and I hope you guys are doing well for yourselves out there on this fine Monday to start your week off, man. I hope you guys are doing well, with whatever you're doing, you know. But here we are this is the 5th of May, and that means Cinco de Mayo is here today. Cinco de Mayo de la Dia. If I said that right, probably not. I probably botched it and cut it up in little pieces and just kind of, confettied it all over the place or whatever you want to say. So, but since it's Cinco de Mayo, man, get ready for those. Pull out those damn maracas you got happening and pull out that damn piñata you've been saving for like the last 15 years. Something that has you probably got something that has it has your ex-husband's face on it or something like that. Paste that thing right on that. And then get like 5 little niños out there to rip that thing apart, and that's the thing about piñatas, man. You can give these kids anything, give one kid a damn rake, see what he does with it, give another kid a shovel, and it's not like they're starting work early because that's what they do, but in this case we're just hitting the living life out of this yada out there, And some of them, man, I've been looking up online to see what these piñatas are all about nowadays, and some of them are a little questionable, Some of them are a little, they're making eroticism, a little borderline, It's getting borderline questionable out there about what they're, I can only imagine what they're stuffing into these damn piñatas, It's not all Snicker bars and not tapestry, taffy. That's what I meant to say. But anyways, we are here, and man, we are celebrating our neighbors from the South, baby. That's what we're doing today. That's why we're here, man. And let me tell you something, man. Being from El Paso, Mexicans are some of the best people in the world. They are some of the hardest working people you will ever know, and they work hard as the day is long. The only way that you can actually, for a Mexican, the only way that they actually can stop, when they know it's time to stop working, is if you take the damn paintbrush out of their hands, or you grab a ladder out of, from them. Something like that. That's the only way that they're like, oh, it's time to go. Oh, didn't know that. But now, adios. Here we go. So, but, and look, most of you are probably thinking, that's probably wrong to say and that sort of thing, but it's the truth. Go up to a damn beautiful Hispanic man and ask him if I'm wrong, man. Ask him. They'll straight up tell you what it is. That's, my gringo brother right here, he's right. That's just what it is. They're so, they will straight up, if you want a new kitchen, or some other place in your home to make food in, some food lab or some culinary cave or whatever, you want that done, man, you hire 10 Mexicans to build that thing, because not only will they have it built in a damn day, but they'll be in there cooking a 4-course meal for you. you know, and that's just the thing. And they'll do it all in the same day. You know, they might mud the damn drywall with some pinto beans or whatever, but damn, hell, they'll get you going when it's time to get going. And that's just what it is. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that they are the hardest working and really family oriented too. You know, you will, I mean, you'll never see a Mexican by himself. You won't. Because you got, you know, they're so, you know, they got cousins around them. They got, you know, a grandfather that's still laying brick with them or something like that. You know, they don't go to a KFC by themselves. No, they'll jump in the damn car, all 15 of them, and that's a beautiful thing, man. It just is. I wish, you know, white families were like that. You know, I really do. But that's not the case. But anyways, being from El Paso, I can appreciate them for damn, man, like their culture and I mean, just it's, I don't know, man. What can I say? I kind of wish I was Mexican, you know, just to say it. Yeah, you know. And I'm not trying to give myself a pat on the back or anything or anything like that. I'm just trying to show them a little bit of gratitude, I guess. You know, we should all tell them that we are just, you know, delighted to have them around. You know, because I mean, again, man, they're just beautiful people, man, and that's just what it is. And man, speaking of pat, man, I was thinking about this. Speaking of pat on the back, man, have you ever noticed that there's always one guy that always does that shit just a little bit? You know, he comes in and he's so aggressive with it. You know, like it's not just a small pat. You know, it's like, hey man, you did really well. You know, you'll see a coach in baseball maybe give his little, you know, his player or something, a little, you know, pat on the shoulder, or maybe, you know, grab his ass a little bit or whatever, and then, you know, because that's just part of the game or whatever, you know. But they do it like really, really politely, and but you'll never see a first base coach or anyone like that just, you know, wind up and just smack the ever-living shit out of them and be like, there you go, boy, there you go, you know? I mean, one time my buddy, you know, he invited me to a family reunion, and he had this Uncle Jacob or William or whatever his name was, you know, and man, he could drink with the best of them. I mean, that was his gig, man. You know, I'm sure if someone drew his blood or whatever, and they tested it, he'd probably test 82.6% Jim Beam, you know. And growing up, I used to think that Jimmy Dean and Jim Beam were the same guy, you know. And that's just because I'm dumb. And that's okay. You know, we all make dumb things, you know. I was like, dang, man, this guy, he knows how to do it. He's making whiskey and sausage patties. What? How come nobody else is doing this? You know, that's crazy. That is insane. You know? But anyway, so my buddy's uncle, you know, and I'm not sure really who taught him this, or if he didn't understand the concept of what a pat on the back was, but he'd come up to you like right in the middle of a conversation, and instead of just shaking your hand, or, you know, like, I don't know, whatever, you know, there's too many handshakes now. You know, there's too many of them. You know, but we'll just stick with just shaking a normal hand. You know, instead of just doing that number, you know, he'd sneak up right behind you and just smack the shit out of you. right on your back. And it wasn't even a smack. It was more like a damn chop, like he just came over and just chop, And then when he when he did it, you felt like you just got into like you got accidental whiplash or by a third degree black belt, and everyone knew it was coming. It's just a matter of time where he'd come up and and you just got the it was who's gonna get the wrath, man. Because these people, they're all walking around and they're chit-chatting and everything, and then right on someone's fucking shoulder blade, baby. And now everyone's just walking around with half of a an L3 or a L7, or whatever, and half of your damn shoulder blades missing out of their back. And I don't know, I guess you just don't see like patting on the back a whole lot anymore, But my friend's uncle, man, he just took it to a whole new level, and that's just, that's just how things go sometimes, I guess. But damn, how do we get here? Sometimes that just happens, man. I just get going on something, and oh wait, no, I know. Showing our Latino friends more gratitude, dude. That's what we gotta do. Maybe instead of them making you dinner, maybe you should make them dinner. Chop up a couple pork shoulders and sprinkle it with some green chilies and then serve that up for Cinco de Mayo. Just to say thank you. That's all it is. Just to show some admiration, because hot damn, don't these wonderful people down south deserve it, man? And that's just what it is. So happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Get out there and show your Latinos a little love. Do that for me. Do that today. So, man, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the changing of the seasons or something. I don't know. But because around here because we're in Asheville, North Carolina, man, and it's just been going from rain to sun and back to sun to rain and this and that and the other, and it's just been messing with my head, and I just feel like I've been coasting on damn brain fog lately, and I don't know if you guys ever get that way, but it's just, I guess it just feels like my thinking piece has just committed like mental suicide in a way, like Joe Biden, something like that. I think I know now what it feels like to be in that man's head. And let me tell you, it ain't fun. It just leaves you just enamored, just walking around, and you're just staring at shit, and you're just like, God, I don't even know what's, why? Damn, that's okay. You can't even finish the sentence. And that's lately where my brain has been. So forgive me if I'm, spacey right now. That's just what it is. But what else is going on, man? It's just, other than this brain fog and Cinco. Oh, happy Mother's Day to all the moms coming up on the Sunday, because that's what we got going, man. We got the Sunday Mother's Day. And I just wanted to thank really all the mothers, for just being a mom, and if if you haven't thought about your dear old mom, about what you're gonna get or whatever for a gift or whatever, I guess now's the time to start thinking about that, because time is a ticking. So and that's just what it is, man. But man, yeah, someone mentioned Mother's Day the other day, and I was just thinking, just isn't it crazy how we came from our daddy's love berries, and you can't tell me that you didn't because you did. Facts are facts. And then not only that, you passed through your mom's, I don't know, man, your mom's little velvet lounge, that vagina, you know, and that's what it is, man. Because if you really think about it, man, your mother's womb is kind of like, it's like your very own penthouse before you get brought into this world. You had luxury living with free room service, if you get me. It had temperature controlled, had temperature control for comfort, and because you didn't need a blanket, and there weren't any bills to pay, and it was just kind of felt like you were just living like you were in a high-end spa retreat. But then after 9 months, you were guaranteed to fucking get evicted out of that thing. But, because the lease ran out, I guess. And, but I guess it was nice while it lasted. And that's just the way it is. So, but I don't know. I guess I was just thinking about, man, if I could go back, if we could remember what it was like to be in our mom's womb, I wonder what that would be like. So, but yeah, happy Mother's Day to every mother out there, and man, isn't it strange that like and maybe it's not, maybe it's just something, maybe it's me, I don't know. Maybe isn't it strange that there's not one mom that's like another mom? I know we're all different in that sort of instance, but they're all like they're all different. They all have their quirks about them and that sort of thing. And I remember my best friend's mom. I mean, she's not gone or anything from us, but my best friend's mom, she had, I mean, this lady, she kind of had that short hair cut that was all spiked up. She kind of looked like a paler version of Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess. You thought for a second she was going to just tuck and roll right through a damn wall, And she was super skinny. I mean, paper clip thin, that sort of thing. And you kind of always wanted to just go up to her and just, I don't know, maybe feed her a damn French fry or maybe, I don't know, a piece of like a damn croissant or something, just to see if she'd maybe, plump up a little bit. But she was always trying to make my best friend wear a helmet. And I'm not, I'm not poking fun. This is just what she did. Whenever he was going to get on a damn trampoline, she was like, you better wear this helmet. You better get on that trampoline with this helmet. And she would chase him up the street just to put that on. And all he was doing was damn walking, It was like, hey, Linda, chill out, Your boy's just walking. That's it. That's all. There's no need for the helmet, But she was a little on that crazy side of life. And it's just every mom is different. I remember riding the bus, and we used to drop this one kid off that lived in a neighborhood, like next to us, and his mom, man, his mom was out of this world crazy. This family had like a bunch of rocks, kind of like almost like the size of boulders surrounding their mailbox and everything, and she'd be out there drinking, and she'd be doing her thing. And she'd be dressing up these rocks, with her kids' clothes and painting faces on them and putting damn googly eyes on them. And every day everyone was like, hey, Thomas, what's your mom doing? And he was like, oh my God, I just the bus driver used to drop him off right in front of the damn house. So here it is. You got mom, painting damn Picasso on these rocks, and he's just like, oh God, why? It's just, this is so embarrassing. But that's his mom. And that's just what it is. Mom, you can't. Your mom's your mom. Not to sound cliche, but that's just like, you don't have another mom. My mom, I love my mom to death. I do. But man, she's probably, and this may seem a little, and not mean or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. You take it how you want to take it, but man, she is the most talkative, stubborn, like, and hardest woman to please. You just can't do it. She'd give a TED talk to an empty room and still accept applause somehow, that sort of thing. If that was an option, and look, I'm not talking badly about my mom. It's just who she is, but being her son, man, it was just, being her son has been a little tasking, and that's just, I don't know. I guess it's just because she always, I don't know. And I'm not trying to put out family stuff, but hey, if we're on the conversation about, Mother's Day and everything, it's just, growing up, she always put herself before her children. And that's probably why the way I am when it comes down to relationships with women, and that's the reason they always fall apart, I guess, because in certain cases, that sort of thing, that kind of rubbed off on me too, man. So, and maybe I wasn't the best son either, that sort of deal. I was always getting kicked out of school and always getting into trouble wherever we moved to, and or wherever we lived, and I just, man, because at one point in time, we never stayed in one place. That was probably an issue that I was having, because you see all these people that have grown up in one or two spots, and they have, they have the closeness of friends and everything else. But I just remember in 1 year, man, I changed schools 5 times. And that was just because mom couldn't like really hold down the job, and she was just like trying to, again, man, it was all about her instead of about us. And if that puts it into perspective, I guess, for you all. But yeah, mom's just kind of hard to please. So I remember one Mother's Day, I wanted to make her a gift and do something nice for her, So I spent about almost 2 weeks making this epoxy lamp, kind of like something that we have back here in the studio. So if you're looking at it right now, it kind of looks like one of these guys. So, but when I gave it to her and plugged it in and everything, and it lit up all nice, and everyone around was like, wow, that's so neat. Like, how'd you make that, She just kind of looked at me and was just kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? And it's like, oh, like just for a split moment, that kind of, I don't know, broke my heart a little bit, And that's just, again, that's who she is. And I can't help that. And maybe she could have, went about it a different way or whatever. But ever since then, that was like 5 or 6 years ago. So, but ever since then, I'm like, fucking nope, not gonna make you anything, because she wants the expensive jewelry, or she wants flowers, or something that's more like, I don't know, more of a materialistic thing instead of a heartfelt gift, I guess, or something. I don't know. But that's just what, that's just what it is. And I'm sorry if it feels like, I'm maybe complaining a little bit. And I guess that's what I do on this. I complain, I mean, how can we not? It's just life. So, but yeah, that's just what it is, man. So now every time I look at one of these, I'm like, it kind of reminds me of that, but that's, again, that's just life. So, anyways, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, and stepmoms and ex-stepmoms and new mothers and men that think that they're mothers, because that's going on now. You know, that's something new. Um, but overall, I just hope you guys have a happy Mother's Day this upcoming Sunday, more than anything, guys. So, or ladies. So, but man, what else? Oh, I saw this movie Havoc with Tom Hardy on Netflix, or whatever it is now. I don't know, whatever. And wow, what a piece of shit that was. Wow. And to be honest, Tom Hardy, like, man, the last couple movies he's come out with just haven't been that great. Especially that one, what was it called? It was damn, like, Pedal Pushers or Biker Boss or whatever it called, whatever it was. It was Bike Riders. Bike Riders. Hot damn, I remembered it. Thank you, brain. You didn't, we weren't on that Joe Biden, we weren't in Joe Biden's headspace quite yet, but I could feel my brain just kind of lingering off a little. What is it? Oh no. But there it is. I'm still here. Still here. So, but this new movie, man, it just felt like this movie's been done 1,000 times before. I'm not going to spoil anything because there's nothing to really spoil. It's just, like, I don't know. It just felt like he's done this movie before. Does that ever happen to you? You see a movie and that you've never seen, but about a quarter of the way through, you're like, man, it just feels like, I don't know. It just feels like I've seen this before, like it has all the elements to it, bad guy, good guy. All right. Somebody's another, someone's going after some gangster or something like that because someone killed someone's family, and it's just like, you know what this movie is, man. And literally, and I love what this one person said, right? This one person said, watching, let's see, what is it, man? Let me see this thing real quick. Let's see, where'd it go? Don't you hate when you lose shit for a second? Oh, here it is, right? It says, watching this film is like squinting into a malfunctioning flashlight while someone throws a bag of CGI debris right in your face. Hello! That's absolutely correct. And that is absolutely hilarious. Because that's what it is. That's what it really felt like. It felt like it felt like you, like you just jerked off for the 5th time that day. Like, I've done this already. I've seen this, and now I'm doing it again. Like, this isn't getting me anywhere, and I'm kind of bored with it. I've seen this film before, I've done this activity before because I've done it the last 4 times just today, But I don't know. I don't understand how a person like Tom Hardy, I guess, can he could put out a series like, man, what's that new series? Oh, Mobland. He could put out Mobland, and it'd be pretty good. It's not half bad, right? But then all of a sudden, yeah, it just this new movie, it just turns out to be a disaster. You know, a disaster. The same thing goes with like, because Forrest Whitaker's in this movie too. You know, and he's, I don't know. It's just same thing, man. Same thing. He goes for a subpar movie, but then does a series like Godfather of Harlem or whatever, right? And then I think he's in that. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I think that's what it is. And from what I heard, it's not half bad, you know. And the only reason being I can say, or the only reason I could say that is because it looks like they're on like season 5 or whatever. So there has to be some sort of good in that series, you know. But I think all these actors and actresses and all these, like, for one, fuck Hollywood, dude. Get out of here, Hollywood. Like the industry's dying. It is actually, it's almost dead. And I hate to say that because, I love film, but all these actresses and, actors and actresses just jump on board because maybe maybe Tom Hardy and Forrest Whitaker or whatever, maybe they just, I don't know, maybe they just saw dollar signs. That's all they see. Ka-cling, 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 And it was like, because they need the money or whatever, and they're more concentrated on the money than the actual story. Because, this type of movie, again, man, it's been done a million times over, But hey, I guess that's just like the life, I guess, of an actor. You take what you can get, and, you got some actors like who's an actor that essentially takes anything that is offered to him, man. I'm trying to think, like Nicky Cage, Nick Cage. Boy, that man has had some real heaters, boy. Some real heaters. Mm-hmm. And some of his movies have just made me want to just run out into a road with 100 bulls, just trampling all over my body. But hey, I guess that's the job, right? I guess. I just, but you just have these actors that play the same role all the time. And I guess that's where they're making their money, But they play the same role in every movie and every show that they're in. Damn. I mean, like, I don't know who. Jason Statham or whatever. Statham. Stays whatever. His bald ass or whatever. You got him kung fu fighting and now and he's always like, again, going after the bad guy, Or even, man, I hate to say it, but even Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman's just like, he plays the same smart ass, maybe egotistical, like maybe that's a bad word for him or something like that, but he plays the same role in everything. It's just God, and I don't know. How did we get here again? How did I end up in this place? I'm not sure. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, let's just say, look, overall, let's just say if you're planning to see this Havoc movie, just pass. Just pass. Find something else. Find something else. Find. But if this is what you're into, to see another bang bang blow 'em up, blah 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 blah, then hey, that's all on you, man. But it really, just look at the reviews. Look at the reviews, and and you can't always trust the review, but in this case, God bless it, yes you can. All right, I mean it, because at the end you're gonna say to yourself, why did I just waste all that time? Can I get that hour and a half back? Can I get that added back onto my life? You know? Can I please have that back? Give it back to me. And the thing is, you can't. You can't. So, I don't know. I just didn't. It just seemed to not. That's all it said. When you watch it, you're gonna be like, "Hot damn, man!" Especially the first part. You're like, like Buddy said, he said the CGI. What do you say? CGI get thrown in your face, dude. The debris, a bag of CGI debris right in your damn face. Because that's what it felt like when you're watching this damn thing. It's just, God. Maybe I'll skip over the next Tom Hardy movie. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's get into some news, man. How about that? Huh? Well, it says right here, a Chinese student who was airlifted from Japan's Mount Fuji last week had to be saved a second time just 4 days later after going back to find his phone. What? Okay, for one, where do you live? Where do you live? You're going to go up a mountain, trudge through snow, and then have to get airlifted to go find, because you were up there trying to find your phone. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, you're in Japan or China or wherever. Yeah, you're in Japan. You could find a phone anywhere. You could go and, you have a better chance of finding a phone laying on the damn street, than, I don't even know. I have absolutely no, what? It makes me wonder what's on the phone. It just, that's unbelievable. How is that even? Let's see. Well, what else does it say? Real quick. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's just he went up there to look for his phone and other belongings that he left. And he said another climber found him there, unable to move after he apparently developed altitude sickness for the second time. Oh, because not only did you not make it the first time, but then, you didn't come in gold the first time, so you were going to try to come in silver, and then you didn't even make it. Didn't even get your shit back. What are we doing here? Why are really? It says local authorities introduced entry fees and caps of the number of, of the number of, entrants, whenever that is. I guess people going up there, for the last year, and they will introduce similar rules to make the main trails. Well, see, look, come on. The mountain hiking trails are officially open only from July to early September. And what are you doing, buddy? What are we doing? Why? You couldn't just go down to your local damn Toys R Us or whatever down there. I'm sure they got a phone or some, Chinese, or Japan market that just, You know, there's one on every corner. You know, a Best Buy, I'm sure there's something out there that all. Look, I'm sure you just step outside, someone will throw a fucking phone at you. You know? But no, you want to get all Mount Fiji and try to pretend that you're a damn mountain climber that's going to go get your phone. It's like, oh, sorry, I can't just let me run into the house to go get my phone. No, let me climb this mountain to go and get my phone. Okay then. Fun. I don't know what to think about that at all. I don't know. Again, these were someone sent these over. A friend sent these over. So I'm just kind of, this is the first time me even looking at this stuff. So let's see what else. A UK man has been given a suspended prison sentence for admitting to setting fire to his own home twice in one night so he could see the firefighters in action. Okay, let me get that. What's up with these twos? You know, you got Mount Fuji climber, you know, Chinese student climbing up this thing, and then you got this UK cat trying to burn his home down twice. And what's this? Just so he can see the firefighters in action. Now, I don't know. I mean, is he trying to do a new calendar? I mean, is he a photographer trying to, you know, why is he to see the firefighters? I mean, is this guy an arson or something? I don't, let's see. What did it say? I'm just looking through the article. Again, man, I don't have this pulled up and let's see. It says firefighters ended up putting out a small fire and disconnected the electric supply. Just to be sure, only 90 minutes later. Oh, Brown. What's this cat's name? Let's see. What's this cat's name? James Brown. Uh-huh. Yep. From Northumberland or whatever in UK has been described as having an obscene and fascination with firefighters rather than fires. I don't know, but that sounds as gay as all get out. You know what I'm talking about? That's yeah. Huh. Okay. Same. It says Brown. Oh, James Brown filmed the firefighters as they rushed to put out the fire and seemed quite enthusiastic by their presence on his property. Oh, what? Okay. It says last month, James Brown was sentenced to 8 months suspended sentence for 2 years and 150 hours of unpaid work. Okay, but and he had to refrain from contacting the fire department since his arrest. Oh my God, like stalker? Wouldn't that be crazy? It's not just a stalker for one guy. It's a stalker for like 12 of these dudes. That's okay. Who's ever doing that needs to be properly put into an institution. Easy. If you are lighting your house on fire twice just to have these firefighters come out because you're reckless, essentially, and you're putting everyone's lives in danger because you're a fucking moron. Yeah. Institution. Huh? I think that's calling your name. Institution. God, I can't believe that. That's insane. Dude, people are just, I guess I just don't understand people, man. I don't know. Huh. Ah. It says just to see. He's like, I just wanted to see my idols. Well, buddy, just become a damn fireman. You know? Then you can be around as many firemen as you want to. But I'm sure that those guys are like, dude, get this dude. Get him out of this station. Transfer. God, unbelievable. Huh. Man, people are weird. I don't know. Anyways. All right, guys. I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna go maybe celebrate me a little, Cinco de Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe just have a little I don't know. Maybe just share a taco or two with some beautiful Latino out there, something like that. But anyways, all right, guys, I hope you guys have a good week. Again, happy upcoming Mother's Day to all of you out there. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, and I hope you receive something special from your family. And, whatever it is, maybe they'll cook you a little something. Maybe this arsonist right here, maybe he'll, flamboy or flambe or whatever, something for you and ship it to you or something. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, Mom, for some odd reason, if you see this, again, I love you and that's just what it is. So, all right, guys, have a good week. Please take care of yourselves. Stay true to yourselves, and we'll catch you next time, huh? Dang, man, this guy's setting fires. Setting fires and climbing Mount Fiji. Unbelievable. Okay. All right, guys, have a good week.